Hello and welcome to week 9 of your resistance training program. This is workout 1 of 3 for this week. We are back on focusing on building muscle mass. Today we'll be doing 5 sets of 8 reps with heavy weights. You'll need just a variety of heavy weights along with your bench. If you don't have a bench, you can have your mat out and you can do all of the bench exercises on the floor. And you'll also need your mat when we get to stretching, as well as a stretching strap. So go ahead and gather your equipment and meet me back here for a warm-up. For our warm-up, we'll be learning the exercises. You can use light weights or no weights at all as we go through the exercises. In today's workout, we'll be doing all of the lower body exercises first, then we'll do all of the upper body exercises, followed by some core and stretching. So if you have your light weights, you can grab those now. Our first exercise will be Romanian deadlift. So you can start a little wider than hip width apart, weights if you have them in front of your thighs, soft knees, hinge from your hip. Now, as we're just warming up, we're just working on getting that good hip hinge form. Today we'll be using heavy weights, which means that by the time we get to rep 7 and 8 of our 8 rep sets, it's very challenging. Maybe in that 5th set, you might not even be able to get all 8. And that's how you know you have the right weight for building muscle mass. For now, we're just warming up, so we're focusing on keeping that nice long spine, weight in the heels, soft knees. Today we're focusing on exercises that work the glutes as well as the back. Now a deadlift does both, so we're working glutes, hamstrings, and lower back in our deadlifts, even mid-back from the grip of the heavy weights. Let's get a couple more. Last one. All right. Our next exercise will be a sumo squat. You'll just need one single weight. You're gonna hold that at your chest, come into a wide stance, and squat. So I'm trying to bring my elbows down towards my knees on this one. So in the past, we've done plie squats, which are a little bit different. So in a plie squat, you're keeping your back really straight and upright. In a sumo squat, we're coming a little bit forward. Not hinging as much as we would in a deadlift, but aiming elbows towards thighs as you come down in that wide stance, squeezing your glutes at the top. Again, focusing on glutes for our lower body exercises. Let's get 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll be on the bench for the next 2 exercises. You'll need one single weight. You can practice these without a weight. First, we'll do a glute press, 8 reps on each side. You're gonna set up on hands and knees. Now again, you could do this on the floor, on a mat. You'll place the weight behind your knee. Give it a little squeeze so you don't drop it. Hands under the shoulders and pressing up. Good, you want to focus on posture here. So try not to lean towards the side. That's why I like to do these on the bench, because you can really feel if you're leaning towards the side. But if you're doing them on the floor, a good way to check if you're leaning is check in with your arms. If you're leaning, the side you're leaning to, that arm will be bent. So you want to just keep your arms nice and straight. Last time for the warm up on that side. Go ahead and switch the weight to your other side. Now as we get into heavier weights on this exercise, it gets a little bit harder to hold behind your knee. So just find that weight range that feels comfortable behind your knee, where you can get that range of motion without dropping the weight. Nice long spine. Let's get a few more reps. Last one. All right, you're gonna take that weight and you're gonna come onto your back on the bench or the mat. for a glute press. So you'll take the weight right at your pelvis. You're gonna hold it in place so it doesn't fall. Your feet are about hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider depending on how that feels for your knees. Press the hips up, squeeze the glutes, and lower down. So we're going up in one movement. Up, inhale down. Good, squeezing the glutes at the top, keeping your toes down, but pressing into your heels. And we'll get 5 more for the warm up. And then we'll move into some upper body exercises. 1 more. So those are your 4 lower body exercises. For the upper body exercises, our first one will be a single arm row. You can practice with your light weight or no weight. If you have your bench, you can have your knee and hand on the bench so that you're maintaining that nice flat back, spine parallel to the floor. Elbow comes up just along the rib cage. Now as you're lowering, try not to drop your shoulder. Easy to do when we've got a light weight. As the weight gets heavier, it's really going to want to pull your shoulder down. So you need to focus on keeping those shoulders level. Let's practice on the other side. Now, if you don't have a bench, you can do this just freestanding. So you're just gonna take one leg back and row. So we're kind of using our leg as the bench, as an option. This can be a little bit more challenging with the heavier weights. You do have to engage your core a lot more, so you're getting a little bit more of that benefit. 3, 2, 1. Next exercise will be a lat pullover on the bench or on the mat. 1 single weight. Weight over your chest and back. Keeping your arms straight and your back flat. So you're just moving through that range of motion where you're not bending your elbows or arching your back. So you really have to focus on breathing. Exhale when you come back. Inhale to the top, keeping the navel to the spine. And we'll get 5 more for our warm up. 4, 3, 2, and last one, and come to stand. Our next exercise will be a dumbbell good morning. So you'll need 1 single weight. You're gonna hold it up at your chest with your elbows bent. Now this is gonna feel like a lower body exercise too. Very similar movement to our deadlifts, but with the weight position high, we'll be working a little bit more of the lower back. So you don't wanna go too heavy on these to start until you have a feel for how your back feels. Soft knees, hinge from the hip, come all the way up. So it's that same hinging movement that we did in our lower body work with the deadlifts, but we're keeping the weight close to the body, up at the chest. Really pushing those hips back, not locking the knees, and coming all the way straight. Now, if you feel any discomfort in your lower back, go lighter on the weight. It should feel like work, not like strain or pain. Last one. And our final upper body exercise will be a seated reverse fly. If you don't have your bench or a chair handy, you can do these standing. Seated, you'll be sitting down, hinging forward, keeping the back flat, arms by your sides, and just lift up to the sides. So you're bringing your arms right behind your back, just slightly behind your back. So there is a really tendency here to want to go in front of your body. That's just more of a shoulder exercise. We're going for mid back here. Now, if you're standing and doing these, same thing. You can have a split stance. And again, we're coming up and back. So not right in front of the shoulders. All right, that's all of our exercises that we'll be doing today, starting with all of our lower body exercises for 8 reps, 5 rounds. We'll be starting with Romanian deadlifts. So go ahead and grab 2 heavy weights, and I'll meet you back here for our first round. We're starting round 1 of 5, 8 reps. First exercise, Romanian deadlifts. Hip width apart, weights in front, soft knees, hinge from your hip, flat back, press through your heels, all the way up. Try not to drop your shoulders, that's really important. 4 more to go, slow and controlled. Keep that lower belly pulled in. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Then you'll be grabbing your weights for your sumo squats. You just need 1 single weight. So maybe it's one of those weights that you just had for your deadlifts, or it could be a little bit less or more, depending on where you're at. You're gonna come into your wide stance. Remember, as we squat, we're taking the elbows towards the thighs. And back up. Back straight. 4 more. Pressing the heels. 3, 2, 1, and those are done. Glute press is next on the bench or on your mat. 1 single weight. And that weight will go behind your knee. Making sure it's a weight that you can get a good grip on so you don't drop it. 8 reps on each side. Flex your foot, squeeze the weight, and lift. Slow and controlled so you don't drop the weight and so that you can keep that posture. 4 more on this side. 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll switch sides. Just be careful getting that weight from one leg to the other. Set it up. 8 reps. Lower belly in, core engaged. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. We're gonna take that weight and come into our glute press bridges. So you'll have the weight at your pelvis, come down onto your back, hold that weight in place so as you go up, it doesn't fall off. You want your feet about at least hip width apart. They can be a little bit wider. Pressing up, just a little pause at the top and down. Exhale up, inhale down. Weight in the heels. 4 more to go. 4, 3, 2, last one. Down and rest. Come up to stand, and we'll be moving into our second set, starting with deadlifts. So as you're going to pick up those heavy weights again, pick them up with good form. Weights under your body, so don't reach for them in front of you. Bend your knees, flat back, and that's your bonus deadlift. Going into round 2, 8 reps. Starting now. Make sure you're breathing. Exhale up. 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. You've got your sumo squats next, so you'll need 1 single heavy weight. Weight at your chest, wide stance, elbows to thighs, all the way straight. 2 more. And down. On the bench, glute press. 1 single weight. Behind the knee. Find that posture, hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, flex your foot and lift. Three more on this side. 2, 1, and down. Switch sides carefully from one side to the other. Be mindful of your wrists as you're switching that weight. Set it up, exhale up. Three more. 2, 1, and down. We've got our bridges next. 1 weight on your pelvis. Come onto your back. Secure that weight in place. Take a breath in at the bottom. Exhale up. Breathing. 5 more. 4, just a little pause at the top. 3, 2, 1, and round 2 of 5 is complete. We'll be moving into round 3, and we're just going back to back to back. We'll get a longer break before we move into our upper body exercises, but if you need to rest or drink water, do that whenever you need to. Don't wait for me to tell you. And right back into our deadlifts, round 3. Picking up with care. 8 reps. All the way straight. Shoulders back. 4 more. 3, pull that lower belly in. 2, 1, and down. Sumo squats are next. Get 1 single heavy weight at your chest, wide stance. Go right into it. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Back on the bench, glute press, 3rd time through. Now, if you're wearing shorts, this might not be very comfortable on the back of your knee. You could wrap a towel around that, pad it a little bit. Give it a squeeze. And let's go, 8 reps. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Arms straight, back straight. Four more to go. 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Coming into our glute bridges next. Set it up. Take a breath in at the bottom. Exhale up for 8. Slow and controlled. Three, two, one, and down. That's round 3. We've got 2 more to go. Back to deadlifts. Shoulders back, back straight. 4 more. 3, 2, 1, and down. Give your hands a little break, and then we'll go right into our sumo squats, 1 single weight. Four more. 3, 2, 1, and down. Back on the bench. Glute press. 8. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Eight. Keep the lower belly in, abs nice and tight. 4 more. 3, 2, 1, and down. Bridges. Secure the weight. Make sure that your feet aren't going to slip off the side if you're on your bench. Weight in your heels, exhale up. Squeezing the glutes and a little pause at the top for 4 more. 3, 2, last one, and down. That is round 4. We've got 1 more to go. Final round of deadlifts. Last 8. Four more. 4, 3. These last few reps of this round should be really challenging. 2, 1, and down. One more time with those wide sumo squats, 1 single weight. Last 8. Four, 3, 2, 1, and down. Last 2 exercises for lower body on the bench or on your mat. Last time glute press. 8, flexing your foot like you're gonna put a footprint on the ceiling. Keep the arms straight. 4 more on this side. 3, 2, 1. Other side. For 8. Last 4. 3, 2, last one. Down, and we will finish up lower body with our bridges. Last 8 reps, and then we'll take a minute break. Weight at your hips. Find a good place for your feet where you're not gonna slip. Here we go. Don't rush through it. Let's make it the best set so far. We're finishing strong. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Great job. Your lower body sets. We'll come back here for our upper body sets, which will start with our single arm row. So take your water break. I'll meet you back here in 60 seconds with one single heavy weight. We'll be starting our upper body sets with a single arm row, one single heavy weight. You can do these on your bench or standing. Remember, if you're standing, you've got 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, lean forward, and row. So we're using our front leg as the bench. Otherwise, you've got one hand on, one knee on. Now we've got these heavier weights, so you really want to make sure that you're not letting your shoulder drop. So keeping your shoulders level. 8 reps. Here we go. Keep the core engaged. The elbow in close to your body. 4 more. 3, 2, 1, and down, and switch sides. Now as we get into these heavier lifts with the upper body, especially when we're doing single arm exercises, you're gonna notice both sides working, and that's good. The opposite side is stabilizing. So we're working muscles of the core on both sides. 8 reps. Here we go. Shoulders level. Exhale up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and set that weight down. Come up to stand. And next we have our lat pullovers. So you'll need one single heavy weight, and I will show you in our second set how to do this with 2 weights so that you can get the right combination of weight that works for you. But for this set, let's try it with one single weight, holding it horizontally. As you can see, as the weights get bigger, they get harder to hold horizontally. So if you want this heavy of a weight, you'll use 2. We'll try that in the second set. Otherwise, grab your one, come onto your back, on the bench or on the floor. Hold that weight Over shoulders, straight arms, pull the lower belly in. So if I'm just right here in a neutral spine, I want to do a little tuck so that my back is completely flat against the bench or the floor, arms straight, and exhale back. Maintaining that posture. So if you get to a point where your ribs or your mid-back start to pop, don't go any further than that. Exhale back. 3, 4, that breath helps to stabilize. 5, 6, we're almost there, last 2, and 1 more. Rest, come to stand. We've got our good mornings next. So you'll need 1 single weight. So same thing with holding the weight. You're gonna hold it close to your body. If you want a heavier weight than this next time around, you can get a heavier weight and hold it this way. So we're gonna start horizontally, feet about hip width apart. This looks just like your deadlift, but the weights are in a different position. Hinge and lift. So in our deadlifts, where we're holding the weight low, primarily working the glutes. Now with the weight high, the primary mover is the lower back. Last 3, 2, 1, and rest and grab your weights for reverse flies. Seated on your bench or the chair, or you can do these standing in a split stance, hinging forward, hands by your side. Now be on the edge of your seat if you're sitting so that your weights can be back behind you. You don't want them too far in front. Lift and lower, keeping that lean forward. Exhale up. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. That concludes our first set, and we will start again with single arm rows. 1 heavy weight, pick it up with good form. 8 on each side, let's do it. Keep the abs tight, exhale up. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Other side. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Second exercise is that lat pullover on your back. So I'll show you with 2 weights this time. Maybe the same amount of weight that you used for your reverse flies would be about right. So you can start there. You want to try 2 weights. Come onto your back as you did before, keeping the weights close to your body as you come down. You're gonna bring the weights up just like before. And anchor them together. So the difference here is when we have the weight horizontal, you have a little bit more space, so you're more like shoulder width apart. Closer together, you're just gonna feel your chest work a little bit more when we're holding 2 weights, which is just fine. So pull that belly in, keep the back flat, arms straight, and exhale back. Wrists straight. And that can be a tricky thing about holding the weight this way for this exercise, that your wrists want to bend. So just be really careful, because a heavy weight on a wrist, not a good combination. 4 more. 3. Try not to pop your ribs. 2. Last one. And up to your feet for our good mornings. One single weight. Again, you can hold it horizontally or gobble it. Keeping it close to your body. Feet about hip width apart, hinging forward, flat back, and lift. Four more. Three, two, one, and we will finish round 2 with our reverse flies. At the edge of your seat, hinge forward, lift, and control it down. Four more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is round 2. Moving into our third round, starting with single arm rows. Coming back to that single heavy weight. 8 reps. Set it up, find that good posture. Go right into it. You can always pause if you need a longer break and come back in when you're ready. 4 more on this side. 3, 2, 1, switch. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Back to our lat pullovers. So now that you've tried it both ways, you can do one single or 2 weights. Set it up, arms straight, over your shoulders, back flat, exhale back. Four more. 3, 2, 1, and done. Come to stand, one single weight for our good mornings. This is 3 of 5. Weight close to your body at your chest and hinge. Four more. 3, 2, 1, done. Finishing up round 3 with our reverse flies. At the edge of your seat, flat back, really important that you're not rounding. Lift and lower for 8, hinging forward. Exhale, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and down. That completes our third set. Moving on to 4. Single arm rows, one heavy weight. Always make sure your space is clear so you don't trip on a weight. 8 reps. Here's 4, 3, don't drop the shoulder, 2, 1, other side. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Back to the bench for lat pullovers. Straight arms, straight back, straight wrists. Big breath in, exhale back. Last 4, 3, 2, last 1, up and come to stand. Good mornings. Lower belly in, soft knees, hinge, and up. Two more. Last one. Rest. And come to our reverse flies. Have a seat, keep that back nice and flat, forward and go. Four, 3, 2, 1, and down. We've got one more set to go, starting with our single arm rows. Single heavy weight, last set. Four, 3, 2, 1, rest and switch. Last 8 reps of this exercise. Two more. And rest. Back to lat pullovers. Got your one single or 2 weights. Arms up. Let's finish strong. Exhaling back. Inhale to the top. Try not to bend your arms. We're focusing on the lats. We will get to the triceps in our 3rd workout this week. So look forward to that. 4 more. 3, 2, and last one. Those are done. Come to stand. We'll finish up our good mornings. Last 8 hinges. The weight close. As you start to get fatigued, really make sure you're engaging your core to protect your lower back as we strengthen. 4 more. 3, 2, and last one. And those are done. And we will finish with our reverse flies. Weights by the sides. Lean forward, flat back, and lift. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Great job on your upper body exercises. We will be moving in to our core work next. We've got a couple of exercises to do standing, a couple of exercises to do down on the mat, and then we'll finish with some stretching. So you will need a weight for our standing ab exercises. Maybe just a set of light to medium weights will be just right. You'll need your mat and your stretching strap when we come down on the mat. So take a water break and I'll see you in 60 seconds. For our first core exercise, you'll have a weight in each hand. We'll be doing just a standing side bend. So you want to stand with your feet just about hip width apart, shoulders back. We're going to just bend to one side as if you were going to bring that weight to your knee. Come back up to center. Trying not to bend or lean forward. Just keeping it in the side. And back to center. You're exhaling, side bend, inhale, center. So we're working on lateral flexion of the spine, working the oblique muscles. You get a little shoulder stretch in the process. Try not to bend your knees. Keep the weight close to your body. Keep going. After this one, we're gonna get one more on each side. Last one. Great job. Set one weight down. And then we're going to add a rotation. So you're gonna start with that weight up overhead to one side. You're gonna lift your opposite knee and twist. Bring that leg back down. Twist. So you don't want too heavy on this one. You can even do this without a weight. Exhale on the twist. Five more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side, start in that wide stance. Up and to the side, lift a knee and twist. Five more. All the way up overhead. 3, 2, 1, and down. We'll come down on the mat next, do a couple more ab exercises and some stretching, so make sure you have your strap nearby. Our first exercise will be a roll up. So you're gonna start all the way back with your arms overhead. Nice long stretch to start. Feet together or about hip width apart at most. We're gonna inhale and reach the arms perpendicular to the floor. Exhale, scoop the navel to the spine as we roll forward, creating this U shape of the body. Inhale, stack the spine, head comes up last, and exhale, roll down, one vertebra at a time, arms come back overhead. Inhale, lift the arms, exhale, scoop up. Inhale, stack the spine, exhale, articulate down. Arms come back overhead, and again, inhale, lift, exhale, forward. Inhale, roll up, and exhale, roll down. Again, using that exhale to come up, roll up to flat, roll down. 4 more. 3 more. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, continue that scoop forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more. The last one. And all the way down. Take a nice big long stretch. So we've worked our lateral flexion in both directions, rotation in both directions. We just did our spinal flexion, so now we have to finish with extension. Moving the spine in all 6 directions as often as you can is very important for the health and mobility of your spine. We're gonna come down onto your stomach, hands by your shoulders, coming up into a back extension, baby cobra. Just lifting up so your elbows stay on the floor and lowering back down. You're gonna inhale and exhale down. Three more. Last one. And then we're just gonna slide the hands a little bit forward. So your elbows are just forward of your shoulders. We're just gonna hold this here just for a stretch. So really think about softening your abdominal muscles, just letting your pelvis sink into the mat, getting a stretch through the front of your body, extending the spine. Take one more breath here. And we're gonna push up the hips, send the arms forward, puppy pose, just stretching the arms, shoulders, and back. This is a really good lat stretch after all of that back work we just did. And we're just breathing in and out through the nose. One more breath here. And then take your right arm, slide it under the left, thread the needle. Another good back stretch. And come back through center. We'll go the other way. And we'll come back through center and come onto your back, and we're gonna do some glute stretches. So you may or may not need your strap, just have it nearby in case you need it. First exercise, we'll be pulling the knee straight into the chest. And just breathe into your stretches. And then we're gonna come across the body. So just take the leg away from your chest a little, so you have about a 90-degree bend at the hip. And try not to lift your hip off of the mat. And just breathing in and out through the nose. Just getting our stretches and our breathing, calming the nervous system, bringing everything back into balance. Coming into our figure 4 stretch next. So this is where you might need that strap. We're gonna cross over the right leg over the left, flex the foot, lift up. So you could have a strap here behind your thigh or behind your foot to help you get that depth of the stretch. And release. Keep your hands behind your left thigh and pull that left leg in towards your chest. And then we'll come across the body. 90-degree bend at the hip and knee. And figure 4 stretch. And just take a couple more breaths here. And release the legs. Take one big long stretch. And come up to sit or stand. And you made it through another workout. This is week 9, workout 1. We've got 2 more to go this week. Until then, have a beautiful day.